In a world where peace is a luxury, can we fully grasp the intensity of the recent attacks on US forces in Iraq and Syria? In the midst of a tense atmosphere, the first wave of violence struck without warning. The tranquility of northeastern Syria was pierced by the roar of multiple rockets, their trails tracing a path of imminent destruction. Alongside the rockets, a one-way attack drone, an unmanned harbinger of chaos, cut through the skies. The target? Two sites housing US and international forces. The result? A landscape shaken but no casualties or infrastructure damage reported. A testament to the preparedness of the forces stationed there. In the wake of the attack, the Islamic resistance in Iraq stepped into the spotlight, claiming responsibility. An organization fueled by anger over the Israeli war against Hamas, their actions have signaled a significant escalation in the decades-long tension between US forces and Iran-backed groups. In the face of adversity, the US forces stand firm, but this was just the beginning. The stage is set, the players are in position, and the drama of conflict continues to unfold in the Middle East. As the hours ticked by, the attacks didn't cease. Instead, they escalated. The second wave of aggression came in the form of rockets launched with a chilling precision aimed at the heart of the US forces. The night sky was lit up with the fiery trails of these projectiles, a stark reminder of the volatile situation. Simultaneously, another threat was looming. This time it was the one-way drones, an insidious new tactic employed by the attackers. Silent, swift and deadly, these drones were aimed at strategic targets, exploiting the vulnerabilities of the US forces. The drone strikes added a new layer of complexity and danger to the situation, heightening the tension and urgency. Despite the relentless onslaught, the US forces showed remarkable resilience. They responded with measured restraint, focusing on safeguarding their personnel and infrastructure, rather than retaliating with force. Their strategy was clear: to avoid being drawn into an escalating conflict and to prevent the situation from spiraling out of control. In the face of escalating aggression, the US forces remained steadfast, unyielding. The final strike came not with a whimper, but with a bang. The sky, once calm and serene, was now filled with the ominous hum of multiple one-way drones, each one a harbinger of potential destruction. The target, the Ain al-Assad Air Base, a strategic location nestled in the vast expanse west of Baghdad. These drones, each packed with the potential for devastation, were not there by accident. They were there by design, a calculated move by the Islamic resistance in Iraq, a group known for its relentless attacks. But as they descended upon the base, a remarkable thing happened. Despite the looming threat, there were no casualties. The infrastructure remained untouched. It was as if the base had somehow anticipated the attack, had somehow prepared for this very moment. The US forces, seasoned in the art of warfare, had once again demonstrated their resilience. They had shown their preparedness, standing tall under the shadow of danger. In the face of relentless attacks, the US forces demonstrated resilience, preparedness, and strength. In the aftermath of these attacks, what is the current situation of US forces in Iraq and Syria? The dust has settled and the echoes of explosions have faded into the background. Yet the resilience of the American forces remains undeterred. Despite the frequency of attacks increasing, they stand firm, their resolve unbroken. These soldiers, stationed thousands of miles from home, maintain their vigilance, facing threats with courage and steadfastness. Their mission is clear, as are their strategic objectives in the region. Defeating ISIS, preventing the war from spreading beyond Gaza, these are the tasks at hand. They are not just soldiers on foreign soil, they are the embodiment of a strategic approach aimed at establishing stability and peace. Despite dozens of service members being wounded, the US has largely refrained from retaliating. This is not a sign of weakness, but a strategic choice. A choice to avoid escalation, to prevent the spark of conflict from exploding into a regional firestorm. It's a delicate balance, a game of chess played on a global scale, where every move carries the potential of severe consequences. The attacks have been frequent and in many cases directly linked to Iran-backed groups. The Islamic resistance in Iraq has claimed responsibility for the attacks, yet the US forces remain strategic in their response, fully aware of the potential for escalation. They've chosen a path of restraint, fully aware that any hasty retaliation could lead to a broader conflict. But let's be clear, the absence of retaliation doesn't mean the absence of action. Deterrence is at play, a silent force that keeps the enemy at bay. The US forces are not just sitting ducks, they're strategic players waiting for the right time and the right place to make their move. Retaliation is not ruled out, it's merely on hold. In a world fraught with conflict, the resilience and strategic approach of the US forces serve as a beacon of hope. As we keep our eyes on the Middle East, we remain hopeful for a future where peace is not just a luxury, but a reality.